Judgment chains. Since the beginning, sin in Genesis introduced a cascading effect throughout history and the biblical accounts. From the book of Genesis to Revelation, the many passages fall in a structure that creates a progressive chain ending in judgment. This four-part chain intensifies from the first link to the last through the book passages. Key terms: trespass, sin, foreshadow, prophecy, judgment. The first chain that creates a cause and effect in these revealing chains is trespass sin. Trespass sin is when a person or parties intrude, infringe, or compromise the respected boundaries or rules established by God or others. Each chain ripples into the other within both micro and macro level conflicts. A foreshadow presents an indication, suggestion, or sign of beforehand a presage. In the Bible, after a sin is committed, many greater indications would allude from the incident in the form of foreshadows. Unresolved issues will later amplify into a prophetic warning, sign, or outcry by persons, witnesses, or prophets. These predictions would result in prophecy, a prediction of the future made under divine inspiration. Finally, in the last chain link, persons or parties fall under judgment and revelation in reaping of sown consequences. Judgment is the formation of an opinion after consideration or deliberation. The order follows with an example of a judgment chain on a macro point of view. Book of Judges. Samson disobeyed the laws of his heritage and played harlot with others outside his covenant. 1 Kings. Solomon made a judgment between two harlots, a living child, and the death of another. Israel and Judah were harlot nations in relation to God, and backsliding would lead to death. 2 Kings. King of Israel encounters two women with word of committing an act of cannibalism of one of their children during a famine, but one of the women withheld her child from their agreement. Israel and Judah would experience a consuming death in their treachery as a nation. Book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah 17:5-6 prophesies judgment. Cursed is the man who trusts in man, and makes flesh his strength, whose heart departs from the Lord. For he shall be like a shrub in the desert, and shall not see when good comes, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land which is not inhabited. Jeremiah 19:8-9. I will make this city desolate, and a hissing. Everyone who passes by it will be astonished and hiss because of all its plagues. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their own sons and the flesh of their daughters, and everyone shall eat the flesh of his friend in the siege, and in the desperation with which their enemies and those who seek their lives shall drive to despair. Nehemiah. Jerusalem was besieged and captured by Babylon. Judgment chain on the macro POV. Alcohol leads to double vision. Trespass sin. Genesis 9:21-25. Noah gets drunk and uncovered. Ham exploits him, so Noah curses Canaan. Uncovered, drunk. Abraham schemes flips the order between the shadow and the prophetic chain. Prophetic. Genesis 15:21. Abraham's wife Sarah gave him Hagar as a wife to conceive a child, Ishmael. God used Abraham as a prophet, and Sarah would later have Isaac as God prophesied. Drunk with promise. Examples: Abraham was seeing stars in visions from God. God made him laugh. Abraham had multiple wives. Shadow. Genesis 19:32-36. Lot's two daughters get their father drunk twice, and each lay with him to bear children to continue lineage. Drunk by daughters. Judgment. Genesis 28-29. Jacob loved Rachel, but fooled into a second wife. Love drunk. Examples: he went out from Beersheba. Love drunk for Rachel. Leah had delicate eyes. Irony suggests to drinking in the evening feast. Jacob possibly got drunk when he took Leah. Love drunk plus feast drunk equals twice drunk. XX. Two wives is double vision. X chromosome. Jacob had dreams and visions from God, double helix.